The ANC's Women's League elective conference is continuing at Nasrec in Johannesburg today. The structure's former president, Bathabile Dlamini, is seeking re-election, and she's up against Thembeka Mchunu and Sisisi Tolashe. More than 3,000 delegates are in attendance, and President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to close the conference. Our reporter Moloko Moloto is covering the story and joins us with the latest update. Moloko, give us an update on what exactly is happening now. We know that elections or results were supposed to be starting to be announced from 8:30. Is that program still running on schedule?
Well, definitely not. It's delayed. And this is because there were complaints over the issue of the delegates who ought to be here, particularly delegates from the Northwest Province. But it would appear that matter has since been resolved, because we understand that delegates earlier, they adopted their credentials, which means that they are now ready to proceed with other businesses of their elective conference. Now, before we try to speak to these delegates that you see behind me, I would like us to talk about the people who are on the race to becoming president of the ANC Women's League. We have Thembeka Mchunu, who is the Member of Parliament and was previously the Executive Mayor of Utungulu District Municipality, now King Cetshwayo in KwaZulu-Natal. And she was also the former Deputy Chairperson of the ANC in the Musa region in that province. She will be competing for this position with Sisisi Tolashe, who is currently the Deputy Minister in the presidency. But also the name of Bathabile Dlamini, who was recently, or before the disbandment of the Women's League, she was president of this particular structure. We will only know who of these three would have met the threshold in terms of their eligibility to appear on the ballot. But before we come to speak to these delegates, I want us to talk about what the remarks of Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General of the African National Congress, who today, when he was opening this conference, spoke about the performance of ministers in cabinet. He first talked about load shedding and said Minister Sputla Ramokgopa is going to deal with load shedding beyond the election, saying that it will be sorted out for good. And then when it came to the Minister of Public Enterprises regarding the whole issue of transport policy and removing the trucks from the road, Fikile Mbalula was saying that if you don't deliver here, Pravin, you will be moved. And it would appear as if that did not sit well with some people in some quarters, because now we see the statement that was issued by the ANC, and Fikile Mbalula himself tweeted it. He is trying to clarify that when he mentioned Pravin, he did not necessarily mean that Pravin is being blamed single-handedly for the problems that relate to Transnet and rail and road freight, and he's saying that it doesn't mean that Pravin Gordhan is going to be removed. But let's listen to Fikile Mbalula earlier when he was addressing delegates.
The Reserve Bank says the repo rate stays as it is, and it says fix load shedding and fix the logistics of the country. And then it says move the heavy vehicles off the road to raid, and that is the policy of the ANC. Now I'm going to say to Pravin Gordhan, I was with him there, I was also a Minister of Transport. Comrade Pravin, move faster, or otherwise we will move you. Comrade Pravin, move faster and Transnet, or otherwise we will move you.
Moloko, the ANC Women's League was disbanded last year after its mandate expired. This conference has been postponed or moved 4 times. And in that period of inactivity from the Women's League, surely members of the ANC who are members of the Women's League must have felt its absence, or perhaps one of the items on the agenda is questioning the relevance of the Women's League and the rejuvenation of that organization.
Yes, well, the women in the ANC did not have organized voice because their structure where they can organize themselves as women of the African National Congress had been disbanded. Now they have this opportunity to elect a new leadership that will represent them even in the National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League. But let's speak to them. Some of the delegates are here. Ma'am, thank you so much for allowing to speak to us. I don't know, there's a long line here. You seem to be going towards the plenary. Why, firstly, are you lining up here?
Thank you very much. Greetings to the delegates of the Women's League and the society as well. Here we are waiting to enter inside to cast our votes. We will nominate or vote for the leaders that we are sure of, that they will unite the ANC Women's League. They will rebuild and renew the ANC Women's League, also national.
Talking of electing leaders that you believe will rebuild the ANC, we are hearing of 3 names so far: the former president Batabile Dlamini, Tembeka Mchunu from KZN, and Sisi Sitolashe from the Eastern Cape province. Who is taking this?
Obviously, Sisi Sitolashe is taking the lead, is going to lead with the collective. So Tolashe will lead. She will be the president.
Are the numbers numbering?
The numbers are numbering. We are sure of as women. We are resolute. We are not confused that Sisi Sitolashe will deliver.
Oh, yes, yes.
We are hearing that the supporters of Batabile Dlamini are combining forces with the supporters of Tembeka Mchunu to form a single and formidable force.
I've heard such rumors, but I'm not sure because I'm not that side. I'm supporting here Sisi, so I cannot talk about Batabile and Tembeka. I cannot do that, but it's their case if they do that.
What is your name, ma'am? Where are you from?
My name is Nombulelo Nsunguzi. I'm from Western Cape in Poland.
Right, let me speak to this other delegate. Come closer, ma'am. Thank you so much. Your name is Mabutsi, I am correct, right? Mutiba. You're from the Limpopo province.
Yes,
are you coming with one voice, united?
We may not be united, but the majority is what we have brought here to this conference. And we are 100% behind Tembeka Mchunu.
Yes.
We are behind Mam Tembeka Mchunu and the collective, precisely because that collective has one of our own, which is Mako Mamakuru page for DSG, and that is where we are mainly concerned. But as a collective of Tembeka Mchunu, we firmly believe that our women will be liberated.
How so? How so? I mean, she's been part of the whole collective of the ANC Women's League. How is she going to define herself to a point that you will say we were correct here?
Look, first of all, she sat down with her own and said, I am not here to lead as an individual. It's a collective effort that we must bring onto the table. And Limpopo is one of the provinces that is bringing majority of the delegates. Right? So, as Limpopo, as KZN and other provinces, and Mpumalanga, united we stand because we want to see a change. And Umam Tembeka is fresh blood.
Yeah. Let me speak to one more delegate. If you can just step to this side. Ma'am, maybe come closer. Izamam. I don't know. What is your name? Where are you from?
My name is Francina Makhupa. I'm from Mpumalanga, Dr. J.S. Moroka, Ward 15, Mahlabane Brand.
Who do you support?
I'm supporting Tembeka Mchunu.
You might have heard earlier when I was speaking to the delegate who supports Sisi Tolashe. She is confident that they have the numbers, and I've also seen a video of where the delegates were being counted. It was a head count during a core meeting. They looked like they were having the numbers. Does that not scare you?
No, I'm not scared because Tembeka Mchunu has reached a threshold. Yes, and then we are quite sure that she's going to go through.
And numbers are numbering.
Yes.
And I want to talk about Batabile Dlamini. You are saying Tembeka met the threshold. Do you know if she met? Do you know if she is working with you?
Yes, I know she's working with us because our PTT members are working with her very closely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And going forward, what would be the key issues that you would really want the new leadership of the ANC Women's League to attend to, more especially considering the fact that we have so many challenges, gender-based violence, but also the issues of unemployment that are facing women generally in South Africa?
We want the incoming NEC members to assist us with gender equality and all this domestic violence and women empowerment. We want all the women to be empowered.
I'm told that you are now lining up here to go into plenary. Nomination is going to be open. Do you have any idea when election of the top officials will take place? But also I'm told that there's a proposal to add the position of the second deputy secretary, the same way the Youth League has done and the ANC has done. What is the idea behind that proposal?
The idea behind that proposal is that we must follow other NEC, ANC, NEC, and then ANC Youth League, NEC. We must have equal numbers just like them. And then the problem which make us to go through with these long queues, they want to check if we are the eligible delegates who are supposed to vote today. They are going to check this name tags of us, if we are the real delegates for this Congress.
And that's a concern, is it not? Because I'm told that the number of people who were inside that particular, maybe let me bring you in, Mabudze, back. I'm told that the number of delegates or people who were in the plenary exceeded the number of delegates who ought to be here. Hence, they said, go out so that you can be verified physically. What does that say about the credibility of this conference? Are you not worried that you will have losing people saying that we had bogus delegates here?
I think what you see happening right now, it is precisely to deal with that issue. We want to make sure that the people that are inside, that have the rights to vote, are the ones that qualified to be here as delegates. All the bogus delegates, if they were, by the way, because I was not part of those who were checking credentials, if they were, they should not be part of the, we don't want any disputes after this conference. We don't want our conference to be disputed as Women's League.
Here's another thing. A lot of people are watching at you as the mothers in the African National Congress to lead by example. Fikile Mbalula has repeatedly said that anarchy won't be tolerated. Indiscipline will also not be tolerated. There are two senior leaders in the PTT of the ANC Women's League in the Northwest who have had to exchange blows, physically fighting yesterday in the morning over the issue of credentials. What is it saying about you as women who ought to be having this dignity as the seniors in the ANC?
I'm hearing that for the first time from you. I haven't heard of that blowing, and I don't know about that one.
Yeah, well, Fikile Mbalula is saying that they are going to discipline them. He doesn't dispute that. Maybe come in, let's speak to you and get to hear your views regarding this. You're from KwaZulu-Natal. You are showing us. Who do you support here? You can put it down so that people at home can see you. Who do you support there in this conference, and why do you think they should be the rightful person to lead the Women's League?
I support Comrade Tembeka Mchunu for president. I think since she's young, she qualifies to be a president for us. And she will be able to fight the GP for us. She'll be able to fight the employment.
What is happening with Mamba Tabile Dlamini? Her campaign, is it taking off?
Can I not speak with other candidates? My candidate is only Tembeka Mchunu.
Who are some of the people on the lineup on her slate of Tembeka Mchunu?
Okay, it's Comrade Lydia from Mpumalanga, Comrade SG, and Comrade Makoma from Limpopo. Let me stop there.
Oh, you don't know all of them. All right.
I know all of them, but let me stop there.
All right. No, thanks very much for your time. Good luck with your conference. Well, Anli, the conference is certainly proceeding. We have had that commitment from the leaders of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, who is saying, yes, there are delays. Yes, there might not be enough time to even discuss policy. As we have seen with the conference of the ANC in December, they have had to call what is called the hybrid meeting. Provinces have had to gather and via Zoom meeting and to discuss policy. The same thing repeated itself when it came to the conference of the ANC Youth League that was held here last week. They are yet to continue with their conference. Even today, chances are that if they are still going to be electing the top leaders today, chances are the nomination for the additional members of the ANC Women's League National Executive Committee is likely to take place tomorrow, and voting as well as the counting of their votes, which is a tedious process, by the way. It's not a straightforward thing, unlike when you vote for the officials. So chances are the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, will tomorrow close this particular conference without them having to discuss policy discussions.
Well, thank you very much for that very thorough report. Moloko Moloto covering the ANC Women's League conference for us, and we'll continue to bring you updates on that conference as developments there are made aware to us and as that conference continues tomorrow.